They call it case running in Texas. These guys are case runners. These dudes are the Elon Musks of ambulance chasers. Unbelievable stuff, what goes on.
Pull all the crash reports and contact people and things like that. Now, the new one that I heard, essentially they thought they were calling the insurance company to make a claim, but it's actually an attorney.
I've seen that scam.
And people think they're calling the insurance company, they're calling a law firm. Yeah, that one's going around.
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon of Proof, where we interview those who have both been successful at law and life. And today we're coming live from Austin. First show from Austin. We're here at Austin. Bourbon of Proof. Yep.
Woo, woo, woo!
And today we're very honored to have on one of the best lawyers in the area, one of the best advocates for human survivors, all around badass, Laura Ramos James. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
And we also have on the glorious, handsome, good-smelling, very intelligent, Mauro Fiore Jr., a co-host from Hollywood.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, and we're here at Studio 3's ranch out in Austin. Have you ever been to the ranch out here, Laura?
Never. But I got married like 5 minutes away.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Overviewing the lake before it was all dried.
And we always start the show with a pour. So we know we made you a mocktail already, but we'll give you a little taste of it, I think. But where's our bourbon steward? Will, can we start out with something? Because Mauro and I were very thirsty. It's very late in the day.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So we're going to start out with a pour from Still Austin. It is their straight rye whiskey. So Still Austin started by a father and son duo. The father was retiring, and he wanted to do something just to kind of keep him busy. And so he went to his son and he said, "Hey, what do you think about me starting a whiskey distillery?" And his son kind of looked at him and was like, "I don't know if that's a great idea, but I'm gonna tell you what. Let's do an analysis, a project analysis of how likely is this to work. If we can figure out this will work, I'm in. Let's do it." They really didn't talk a lot before that happened. His son, really, his idea behind it was, "Hey, really, I'm just gonna do this with him. This will make me connect with my dad and have a great time with my father, and then I'll just bail out at the end of it because it's not gonna work." Turned out the opposite happened. Texas changed the laws to make it a lot easier to have a craft distillery. And it just happened right at the time they were looking at doing this. So they did it about a year, got really close and said, "Hey, why don't we just keep this going? And yeah, this will work." So Still Austin was born. It's all grain to glass. Everything is trying to come directly out of the Texas area, the Austin area specifically. All about highlighting what I like to say, what makes Austin great. Keep Austin weird. The great art, the great flavors.
It's a lot. This is a big rye mash, right? This is all going to be a lot of rye. We were here earlier today. We were at Still Austin.
How was that?
It was excellent. Where's your office? You're in Austin? Is your office? Where you at?
Yes. So our main office is in Austin. We have offices in South Texas, but we're off of I-35 in Altdorf, and I'm mostly remote, so I make an appearance once a week.
I love it. You get to pick out of this bag of holding. We have an ice stamper, and if you pick the Sleepy Mauro, you have to take 2 drinks. You're good. What does it say?
Justice HQ.
Justice HQ, you're good. You get Mauro, you get to pick. If you get a Sleepy Woogie, you got to take an extra shot.
I got attorney share.
All right. Oh, shit. This might get me bad. Damn it. I got the Sleepy Woogie for the first time. Go watch. You just stamp it on here. Starting the day off strong with a double pour.
Bob gets a double.
Look at that. But look how good this looks with little sleeping Mauro. He fell asleep in the bar last night. Anybody out here at 7th and Grand last night? He was sleeping next to the pool table. That's a true story.
They had like a couch. It was really nice.
So how do you say cheers in your family?
Salud.
Salud. This guy does.
Cheers, y'all.
Hi, I'm Bob Simon, host of Bourbon of Proof, and we would be nothing without our sponsors. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Attorney Share. Attorney Share is actually a product that I co-founded, and it's to help the better lawyers get the cases they deserve. We have the ability to, from intake, send the cases directly to your go-tos or new opportunities to other law firms and track the status of your referral or co-counsel agreement. Any case that comes in the door, you can find the best home for it, whether it's your law firm, a law firm that you co-counsel with, or a new opportunity anywhere across the nation in any practice area to make sure that the client gets the best representation for them, and by using technology, everyone can track the status and be in the know of what's going on with their case. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Justice HQ, which is a mobile app that does community building for not only lawyers and people in the legal space, but the vendors that serve them. Finally, an all-in-one, single-opened app where you can see all the events in the industry, connect with anyone in the industry, be part of masterminds, all for just a low amount of $20 a month. I'd like to thank our sponsor, the Justice Team, which is a law firm based in California, Arizona, and Texas, but does national trial practice work. I believe in all the lawyers there because I'm one of them. The mission is to give the client the best representation they possibly can across the nation. Call 844-THE-TEAM, and we'll try to help you out nationwide. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Fiore Legal. Not only is he the handsome co-host of Bourbon of Proof, but he is an outstanding trial lawyer in California, Washington, Oregon, and Arizona. He specializes in premises cases, personal injury cases. He's also a great human being, and believe it or not, he always answers the call. Fiore Legal. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Coastal Research. Coastal Research has the ability to find the policy limits of any corporation that's trying to hide assets and how much financial responsibility is actually out there. The beauty of Coastal Research is that it also integrates with products such as Attorney Share, your CRM, products like that. So shout out to Coastal Research. Again, we only let people sponsor the show if we use and believe in their products. Oh, that's very good. So I wore this hat for you because the first time I met you was at Mardi Gras when I was taking two of my three daughters back from breakfast, and you had two of yours.
Mm-hmm. Handful. Yeah.
So what's it like having your husband works with you too. He works for you. He used to be at Expedia. So what's it like having your husband work? He works for you. Let's be honest. He's not here, so we can say that, right, Fernando? We can say these things.
Yes, he does. But
we work for our wives too. It's fine.
It's all good. He loves it. What's it like? Well, imagine, right? Like you do the hardest thing, that's raising kids, and then it's like, why don't we just add a little more complexity to this relationship? But no, we love it.
Well, but what does he do with your firm?
So he is officially CFO, COO, but he does everything and anything you can think about, from like testing tech to wiping down the conference room table and fixing laptops. So he's still kind of like a lot of the inner workings. And
you said you do. You've read a few chapters in books before too about. So tell us. I mean, because a lot of people are going to meet you for the first time and hear your story. And I've known you as a successful lawyer. You had a big premises liability verdict, which Mauro loves premises cases.
I do. My favorite.
So this involves an umbrella, by the way. You
flying
would like
umbrella.
A flying umbrella. Have you ever had a flying
I've
umbrella?
I've had those. Yeah, the ones like on the patios of restaurants and stuff. Yeah, I've had several of those cases like that.
Nice.
Yeah, they're always falling over or flying away.
But
Yeah,
you guys,
it happens.
you had a multi-million.
You should have been my expert on this case.
Well,
They're always flying away.
But you had a verdict over $2 million, so I think you did okay.
That one was 1.3.
Oh, sorry, gee. I don't want to split
Get it
hairs
right.
here. How much did they offer you on that case?
$15,000.
$15,000. Whew. I always say our wealth is built on the poor decisions of insurance adjusters.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
I heard State Farm built your...
State Farm did build my house. Many of them. Thank you, State Farm. Also sponsoring this episode without even knowing it's State Farm Insurance. But I wear the girl dad hat for you because I'm a girl dad. I got 3. You got 2. Mauro's got 2.
2 and a son.
Boy, but you're not.
So I'm a girl dad, I guess, but I do have a son mixed in.
Nice.
So
Yeah. So are you guys done? Are you staying with 2? What's it like?
We're super done. We're like
No hesitation.
beyond done. We love them, but honestly, I don't know how you guys did another one. Like our number 2 is like, she is a firecracker, tornado. Like, we're busy. That's enough.
Yeah, that's okay. But I mean, you mentioned that you come into the office once a week.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because there's just too much other stuff going on. Like, the drive is like 45 minutes door to door. So I'm like, an hour and a half, like the stuff that I could do in an hour and a half, you guys know because of your wives, like what you can do in an hour and a half, like I just can't be driving to the office to,
It's dead
use the
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you line up all your stuff when you come into the office, have everything ready to go, line up meetings and what you got?
That's right. I try to, but every here and again, there's like, okay, gotta have an attorney meeting that's like that has to be in person or a client or something, and then I'll make it. Or when we shoot content.
But what type of cases do you take? I mean, you do all injury cases, but do you guys do anything specific or?
So we do. I'll tell you what we don't do. We don't do product defect. We don't do mass tort. Everything under this, the majority is like your auto cases, trucking, all of that, and premises.
But premises
sexual
laws
assault.
it's not California, we have really, really good premise laws there. Texas, it's not great.
It's awful.
It's awful. And then the business laws are also terrible here
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how people can even do employment law here.
Yeah, me neither.
But what made you get into this area of law?
So, how can I put it concisely so I don't bore you? Take a sip.
No,
maybe.
no, we're not. Yeah, we do need another pour. So, hey, Sean Landry, she brought up that her husband vets the technology stack. So I'm going to have her vet Scipio live so we can see if it'd be something interesting in her practice. So, Sean Landry, I'm going to give you a mic. So, Sean, I've known back when he was with another company for almost like 15 years ago. He's at Scipio now. We spent a really good day yesterday drinking a lot of whiskey.
Just enough.
Just enough. Not enough. It's never enough. How many did you have yesterday?
How many drinks did I have, or
Yeah.
how many did we taste?
I mean, same.
I lost count, Bob.
The answer's always two.
Yeah,
Many.
that's exactly what I'm going to say. Too many. Good.
All right. Well, Sean, welcome to the show. We're going to do a live Q&A with Scipio. We're going to have someone that I don't think's vetted your technology yet ask you some questions of how it can help our practice. You ready for this?
Wonderful.
This is like speed dating, but for AI.
Great. My wife will love it.
But first, we're going to give you a pour.
Okay.
Where's your glass, dude?
I am
we gotta get
glassless.
You're classless and glassless.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We got one
Brando's
coming.
getting it.
Thank you.
So what we're doing this one, continuing with Still Austin, continuing with the rye. So this is the cask strength version of what you just drank. So 116 proof on this one for you. A little bit more bold flavors, a little more spice forward flavors for you. Still same great taste from Still Austin.
Love it.
Laura, can you tell me about your firm? Like, how many lawyers you have in your firm?
So it's 4 of us right now. We're hiring a 5th lawyer,
Nice.
so small firm.
Nice. So, and how long have you had your practice going?
It's going on 8 years.
Wow. So
Attorney share. Go ahead. Stamp that in.
you're
there.
right in the mix, right in the middle
Right
of
in
it.
the mix.
Look at that. He got attorney share. He did not get the Sleepy Woogie. By the way, Scipio now integrates and partners with attorney share. So good choice. Good choice. They can actually take your cases. If they're your partner, if they work for your law firm, they can go in and vet the cases for you and automate a playbook on your systems to be able to do how you do your work currently. They don't change, right? That's kind of a good pitch for you. But I can't wait to have this with you. So we're going to ask some questions. You ready? Mauro's going to get his pour first. All right. So, Laura, what are you looking for in a technology product? Everybody says they have AI. What do you need AI, or what are you looking for if you want to interview this gentleman?
Cheers. Y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
The street lawyers and the street justice. This one's much better. This one's fantastic.
How about how do you guys support the team adoption rate of the
Very well.
technology?
Very well. So I've been with Scipio now for almost 2 years, which in Scipio terms makes me an old hat. We built out a really robust customer experience and customer success team from day one, right? Because we know that when we're going into these larger firms, any firm really, AI is new to everyone. And so for most of the firms, we'll go on site. So if you sign up with us, we're gonna come on site, or if we'll do it remotely if it makes more sense. But we're gonna walk everybody through how to use the system in the way that makes most sense to the end user, right? So your litigation attorneys aren't gonna be using it the same way that like a pre-lit paralegal might be using it. And we wanna make sure that per the use case, everyone has a really strong understanding of how they can leverage a platform like ours to actually be able to do their jobs more efficiently, spend more time on more value-added tasks than some of the rote sort of work that needs to get done, but probably could be done in a faster and smoother
That's a
way.
great question, because there's a lot of user adoption issues. Because usually the head law firm, we know how to use it, we like it, and then it's people get stuck in their ways and say, I don't want to do things. So with Scipio, you don't have to go over, put your documents and store it in another system. You guys are just leveraging and optimizing everything you're currently doing.
Yeah, so once the docs are in the system, it's really up to the end user and how they want to use the system, right? So you can run prompts and queries against your cases, you can generate documents on the litigation side, respond to discovery and interrogatories from opposing counsel. There really isn't much that you can't do on the platform. We're not document retrieval, right? We're not medical record retrieval or anything like that, but document gen. Yeah, now we connect with some great partners there as well. What we're doing is trying to build out an ecosystem where everyone has a smooth path to getting what they want done. I don't know, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Next question, Laura. I like this. Go. Come on.
Next question. What is the coolest feature that Scipio has just unveiled?
I think that the way that we're doing like lookalike documents to where you can get what you want, if you've got samples of what you want, you throw a couple of samples of what you want in there, and as opposed to having to run a bunch of prompts or if it's a motion or a petition, anything like that, you give us 2 samples, you just click a button and say, give me one of these, but for this case that I'm working on, don't conflate the facts, just give me the format and the tone and the sections that I want, and grab a cup of coffee, come back to your desk, and you've got it almost exactly the way that you want it. It's been a game changer for us.
But it's based off of your best work product.
Correct.
So you would identify, like, because we like some of our new stuff evolves. There's new case law or stuff that we like, so we change. Hey, what's our best motion for summary judgment on this issue or
Yes.
opposition, or best demand letter for a brain injury case, and it's different. So you're saying you could just take your best sample, lay that you're A1, and then it just could replicate it every time.
You give me A1 and A2, and you get A1.V1 for whatever case you're working on. Or so, again, big firms, right? You may have attorneys or folks that prefer things written or organized in the way that makes most sense to them. We can't build a new like AI model and teach the model for everyone in the system. So what we can do is give you the tools to leverage the system to give you the work product that you want, how you want it.
That's pretty awesome.
Doesn't suck.
What are the holes in your practice? Because you do a lot of helping consumers first call that comes in the office, but you're also the firm that will take it the distance, right? So like,
Right.
what are the holes, or where you feel like you're not putting the best use of your time? It takes you an hour and a half sometimes to get to the office. Like, what are you or your husband or your team spinning their wheels on? It's like, man, if we can move faster, we can help more people.
Right. Well, full transparency, we use one of your competitors.
Yeah, it's okay.
So I probably would say one of the holes is that we are still learning how to leverage what we have better.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some support on how to do the basics, and then we're learning like it actually can do even more. Like you can prompt it to give you like counter arguments to like say you're preparing for a depot, like prepare the topics, prepare the questions, and then you feed it the transcript, like what did I miss, and like things like that are like blowing your mind that maybe weren't necessarily part of the training.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So one of the things that, as you mentioned, right, it's a competitive market. One of the things that I love about being in the AI space is that it's not mutually exclusive, right? I can tell you 5 firms, not on air, that I'm working with that I know have 2 or 3 vendors that they're using, right? And they're using different platforms for different solutions and different case types within the same firm. But yeah, the training, it all goes back to like, how do I know how to use this best? The chat functionality, the limitations that I always tell people are like the facts that are in the documents that you're sharing and your imagination. That's it, right? So if you can think
prompts.
of it, you can ask the question and get a response.
My Texas office, our litigation firm, uses Scipio. I see it's very, very good for our litigation and trial work, right? And that's just how we came to use it because our lawyer here loves it, and he taught his system how to do it and how it speaks. But it's his best work product, right? So, again, I just I don't think it's the same strokes it's different strokes for different folks,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm so glad that I practiced law for a long time, but I started when I was really young, back in the 90s. So I don't know. You were probably in elementary school. So
Same age as
Yeah.
my wife, yeah.
So I started practicing law back in the 90s, and
44.
if anyone told me that this kind of shit I'd see in my lifetime as a lawyer, I wouldn't believe it. I mean, we used to go to the law library, and if you needed a motion, to go to the library, find it in one of the books, take it out of the binder, make photocopies of it, and then go retype the fucking thing. You know what I mean? That's how you practice law. You know what I mean? That's how we did it.
Yeah, and the way it's like if you're whatever vendor you're using, it's like unless they're helping you be more efficient, actually make more money, and help more people, I don't think it's the product for that firm. Right now, it's got to be a true partnership service, and unless you're doing those things, I don't think it's the way to go. Yeah. Well, Sean, thanks for coming on. Thank you for the Scipio. They're a sponsor of the show. We're going to do a lot more with you throughout the day. But look out for the barrel pick, because we picked from 127 proof to 136 proof. It's going to be the barrel pick that we did with Scipio. And I'm telling you, coming this Christmas, it's going to be fire. Actually, we're going to do a Mardi Gras. We're going to do a signing.
Yes,
I talked to your team, talked to Jen about this.
Yeah, they're excited. So are we.
Be signed boss. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Cheers, man. All right.
Thanks.
So
good to see you.
Hey, this is Bob Simon, the host of Bourbon of Proof. This tour we couldn't do without our sponsors.
Hi, I'm John Morgan. I didn't wake up one day with the largest injury firm in America. I started with one office and a choice: grow or die. I took calculated risk, built my team, and made lots of mistakes along the way, but also built systems and procedures to avoid those mistakes in the future. I'm doing one seminar, one time, to show you how I did it.
Join me at the Wynn in Vegas on June 9th. Use code PROOF20.
When people reach out, how do you market right now?
Right now, I would probably say the only thing we're not doing is transit. We're doing radio, TV, social media, SEO.
Billboards? You know billboards?
We're not doing billboards. Actually, we're still working on securing a deal for billboards. They're getting
And how
more
did
and
you
more
go at
expensive.
vetting? Because there just seems like there's so many options for people to work with and use. Like, how did you narrow that down for doing all your marketing and where to place all this stuff?
Sorry, come again?
So how did you make a decision on who to use or what route to go? Because a lot of people are like, oh, how do I do radio or how do I do digital marketing? Like, how did you narrow that search?
Yeah. So when I started the law firm 8 years ago, I had nothing. Like, I had 4 cases, didn't have any funds to do anything of significance other than like networking and a little bit of Facebook and a little bit of paid ads and stuff. And so very early on, I decided that I wanted to really focus on the branding part of it and just like go full on. And that's one decision. And then the other decision is diversifying, because if one of the channels or the platforms, for whatever reason becomes useless, which during the pandemic, there was that fear that, people aren't out, they're not seeing billboards, they're not driving around, like they're on their phones, they're at home. And so if one of those things goes away, you want to have other options. So those 2 decisions were made very early on, and we're still testing. Like, there's things that are not, as you're not going to see right away, like, oh, I'm getting cases because of this. But you can, if you have a different metric that you're trying to track, then maybe it's hitting that other
But
metric.
whenever you like, you obviously you don't do all of it in house, right? You have different people that place the ads in radio.
That's right.
How did you
That's
select
exactly
that company or person?
Yeah, radio, we actually just started this year, and we just met with someone and decided that it was a good fit, and we are still trying it out and seeing if it is or not.
But with radio, you get a lot of calls
Yes.
once you're on the radio. So that's where, like, I don't even show you. We have the widget where you can plug in and automatically send all your cases that aren't worth your time will automatically be placed elsewhere on attorney share. So we built that. So a lot of people that use radio at volume plug it into their intake so it knows here's the cases that you would take, and those, whether it's product liability, medical malpractice, employment, different state, it'll automatically send it to your co-counsel and track the status. So it allows you to monetize something you already paid for.
Yeah.
Because I know have you ever done radio?
No, never done radio.
But you've done billboards. I see your billboards.
And buses and stuff like that, yeah.
But it's a lot of volume. You get a lot of calls.
Yeah, we get a lot of calls from we call it outdoor advertising in my office. Yeah, you get calls, but it doesn't matter if this sign says accidents in gigantic letters. People will call you, oh, can you do my will and trust? Or it's weird how, or they'll call you for criminal cases, for bankruptcy. So we get lots of calls that are nothing to do with what we want, what we're advertising for. But I guess people figure lawyers are lawyers, I guess. That's why they call you for crazy stuff.
You're in South Texas, and do you do a lot of advertising in Spanish?
Yes.
So what percent is Spanish to English advertising for you?
I'd say like 50%.
50%?
Yeah, 50-50.
But I find, because I like it, when we market towards Spanish-speaking clients, put it this, it reminds me a lot of like when our family were immigrants from Ireland. It's very working class, hardworking folks that will actually listen to the advice of their lawyers. Like some of our clients we just don't like. It's like, come on, just please trust your lawyers. But I do prefer just to market directly towards Spanish-speaking clients because I feel they are underserved and a lot of them are very much taken advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's that like here in Texas? I assume it's pretty bad, taking advantage of people.
Yeah, it is. Especially in South Texas, I think that's an area that receives a lot of the immigrant population, and they land there, and they're just trying to work hard and make a living, and then they, of course, it's one of the best venues in the country for plaintiffs' cases, so they get advertised to, and then not actually receive the legal services they were expecting, and so.
Well, I'll tell you, Bob, I've been around a long time, and I've seen all kinds of shit. I've seen very unethical things and what goes on. But there's nothing, they call it the Valley in Texas. There is nothing that you've seen as wild as what they call the Valley. They call it case running in Texas. They got these guys are case runners. These dudes have taken it to a new level. Like, these are the Elon Musks of ambulance chasers, case runners in South Texas, in the Valley. Unbelievable stuff, what goes on.
It's actually, sadly, spilling over to other parts of the state. Like, we see it in Austin, like, to that degree where, like, they're actually employees of the law firm. I think now they've gotten smarter, and they have them as independent contractors or try to sever the relationship from public view, but they'll, like, go to the hospital and, like, do it, like, pull all the crash reports and contact people and things like that. But now, the new one that I heard or actually experienced for one of our clients, essentially they thought they were calling the insurance company to make a claim, but it's actually an attorney. So
yeah,
I've seen that
I've
scam.
seen that one before too.
Yeah, we
because
got
they
it
have
here,
like
too.
they have like websites, right? That and people think they're calling the insurance company, they're calling a law firm. Yeah, that one's going around.
Mauro's very well known for buying websites that are one letter off, that are very lucrative. Or
Yeah, like what's your website? I hope you bought the misspellings.
he's already, his team's already on it. They're looking for it. They're looking for it.
Ramos James, you have it
Because
with
you
it.
can look on the keyboard and then see where they would misstroke. And all the misstrokes, you buy the misstroke domains. And then they go to end up at your domain.
We should do one of those reveals live. It's pretty good.
Make sure you have the common misstrokes
Yeah.
of your
Well, I
website.
heard, I don't know if
Yeah,
he's,
that's good advice.
I don't know if Chris Missoula's here yet, but Chris, he's from San Antonio. Do you know Chris? He's on
No.
TTLA leadership. I don't know if he's here yet, but he told me that you have a lot of, in San Antonio, it's an almost all female bench. Mm-hmm. Did you know this?
No, I've never heard of that.
In the I think the appellate court above them too. Is that right?
I don't know in San Antonio, but it certainly is in Austin. And like our state judges, our state court judges are mostly female, Democrats, and it's great.
It's good.
Great judiciary.
But then it's like, once you get up to the highest level of the Texas courts, it's not so friendly. No.
But we think it will be, but we'll see.
Well, they had that one verdict where somebody was against Dana Fox. He got hit in Dallas for like hundreds of millions, and then the Supreme Court just willy-nilly reduced it. This was a few years ago. It happened here. It was a big verdict. It was a trucking crash case, and then your Supreme Court just reduced it for no reason. It was like, it has to be a parallel to like the medical damages have to match the emotional damages. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, most of these cases, we don't even bring in medical bills.
Yeah, it's getting bad, but I guess I hear there are other states that are pretty bad as well. So
what advice, because I know giving back, mentorship, doing stuff the right way, what advice would you give other lawyers that are just started their firm, want to start their firm? Because, you're 8 years in, and I feel like you've hit your stride. And I think you said last year, you felt like a burnout last year, and you got through it. And you almost put this word like, I got through it, I think. Creo que sí. So why do you think, what advice would you give to folks? Because you've been through it. And everybody knows running your own practice ain't easy.
right.
So what advice would you give to people?
Advice. Do you have a photographic memory? How did you remember all that stuff? That's crazy. I think you do.
He does.
Confess.
Are we getting another drink on this episode or no?
Would you look, it's our show. You can drink as much as you want to drink, okay?
Because those
Do
last
it.
two were
Actually,
pretty
I
good.
brought, where's the gentleman? Can you come here? The guy, you, sir, come here. Whiskey guy. No, not Will, the other guy. This guy. Hi, I'm Bob Simon, host of Bourbon of Proof, and we would be nothing without our sponsors. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Scipio. Scipio is an AI-powered platform which allows lawyers and law firms to leverage artificial intelligence on any platform that they're currently using. And Scipio, with their partnership with Attorney Share and Thomson Reuters, they have the ability to take a case from the very beginning and take it all the way through resolution. You can have a case with their AI agents for intake, and whether you take the case or if you have to send it to another firm or partner through Attorney Share, it's there for you. And if you want to pick up a new opportunity off Attorney Share, Scipio's there for you. And once you acquire that case, they can run their artificial intelligence playbook built on your best practices all the way through litigation and even trial. And the power of Thomson Reuters allows them to have that library behind them where they can actually do your motion writing, your pleadings, your discovery. So Scipio is really the platform of tomorrow. But get it today. I'd like to thank our sponsor, TSEG. TSEG is a digital marketing company that services law firms across the country, whether small or large. They give you that competitive advantage to make sure that your phones ring and they actually have clients to help. So reach out to TSEG today. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Studio 3, who is my personal brand manager, digital marketing company, producer of the show. And we're also, you're looking at their ranch behind me in Austin. So Studio 3 is your all-in-one partner that can do everything from your media, your websites, to your performance marketing, to even producing shows just like the one that you're watching now, Bourbon of Proof. But only that, they're really, really good friends of mine. They've become partners of mine in everything that we personally do. So shout out to Studio 3, and you should reach out to Studio 3 Marketing yesterday. On Bourbon of Proof, again, we only let people sponsor the show if we use and believe in their products. This guy handed me some. This is a 2020 award-winning whiskey here in Texas. And
Never trust a guy who's got a satchel on his side.
Yeah, I've got a pocket full of whiskey.
There we go. Juan's gonna give you a hot mic.
Yeah, that's my silly.
That's the Still Austin bird you have on there, right?
Yes, it is actually. I've got Still
Look at
Austin.
that.
I've got Virginia Distillery. I've got Ironroot over here. Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the brain.
I got Rush.
Wow. Rush, that's one we didn't think of for Mardi Gras. These old rock and roll bands, but Rush might be too expensive.
Yeah, a few things here and there.
Do you know that's an Easter egg on every single Still Austin bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tanninger is one of their releases that they do every year.
And it's impossible to get.
It is, and we did one this year. It was called the Saints Alley Herald 10-Year Cigar Blend. We pre-sold it, and it never ended up going to.
Who is this gentleman, by the way? Yeah. Introduce him.
I just met this dude.
What's your name?
I'm Richard. I am the brand representative for Central Texas Ironroot Republic Distillery.
Ironroot Republic Distillery.
All right.
So there's all kind of shit in this bag.
So the grain to glass stuff.
just look.
That's awesome.
Here we go.
You can actually take these on airplanes.
Nice.
By the way, Delta, if you're watching, we'd love for you to sponsor. And
Pass
Trip
one of those
sponsor.
over this way.
So this one here is going to be the Harbinger. Okay. This one won World's Best Bourbon
gonna try that one.
at the 2020 World Whiskey Awards.
You wanted this to be your sipper? You said
Let's
you'd
do
take
it,
one.
yes.
All right. Get the award winner, all right?
Thank you.
I want to taste that one as well.
There we go.
So tell us about
So this is going to be pretty well 100% corn, but Jonathan, these two brothers, they started this distillery and they start doing crazy things. We're using heirloom corn. Bloody Butcher corn and purple corn are going to be the accent grains, essentially. We're using non-GMO yellow dent corn. This is a pot distilled bourbon, straight from the bottle.
Straight from the bottle. So
This is 115 proof, so.
Oh wow! So this is
Very tasty.
so with corn it's gonna be a little more sweet. So but it's also hot. So this is 115 proof. So if you're gonna take a little bit, Laura, this was the one. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate
you. Little gems, man. I want you to. The floor is yours. I want you to give that advice you would give to any new lawyer or person that want to start their career or start their firm.
So here's the advice. It's so easy to get burned out because you are going out on your own. You're so excited. You're working hard. You're a go-getter. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of pressure. Just be honest with yourself and tell yourself, like, if this is really what you love doing and what you love for your life, because otherwise, you're not going to get through burnout and you're going to end up switching. I mentioned that I was working through burnout because last year I was very fortunate that I got some opportunities that I never thought I would have. So I said yes to everything, and I'm glad I did. But at the same time, It's like you got to draw the line. Like they're not going to go away. If they're already coming, just pace yourself, learn to say no, be protective of your time. For those of us who have families, there's moments and months and years and things that if you miss them, they're gone forever.
Gone forever. So this is the year, 2026 is the year that I pledged myself to say no more than yes. Mauro's New Year's resolution was to play golf just as much as he works. That was really what he said. But hey, Laura, this is about buying back our time. Buying back our time in 2026. Cheers.
Salud.
Salud. So I want to thank y'all. This is our first live episode. Oh, I just saw Justin Martin in the house. He'll be a guest on the show soon. He might be number 2. Thanks for Laura Ramos James, who crushed it. Reach out to her if you need anything. Thank you. Episode 1, Bourbon of Proof, Austin.
Thanks.